Tell me why it always ends up in heartbreak. Show me one case where somebody didn't lose it. The heart's worth sending me, no matter how you use it. It loses pieces of it every time it's broken. The first cut always leaves you the most swollen. As if it didn't kill it, it just got stronger. And every love after that lasts a little longer. But beware, because you can't retrieve the lost pieces. You can't heal the wounded heart, lost love's thesis. So take care and treat it better than your most dear. So you're gonna share with when you're not there. Life's not fair, we're expected to survive. When we live love, let life live just to die. But maybe we're meant to do this. Receive life to give life and give love to lose it. Yeah. If you can't understand me like perfectly. My voice is a little messed up. I got laryngitis right now, but it's whatever. It's like we're playing hide and seek with the devil. We seek out the sin and run away from our troubles. The world is in between a fine line of good and bad, and because it is a piece of pieces, what it's never had. It's in our nature as humans to crack under pressure. That's why the world's breaking down and faults make us better. Sometimes it's best to do the unthinkable. It takes a few mistakes just to make us unbreakable. No one's perfect, but that's what makes it possible to be perfect for each other. The sun and the moon always living in apartness, but together we're just beautiful darkness. You're like the sun, all you ever do is shine, and every time I'm with you we eclipse. Blocking out my thoughts, I can't think, but I love it. I think I found what I wanted. Love.
Okay. Well, I'm not dirty. I
You don't look
promise
dirty.
you.
You're clean as shit, so it's good.
A girl just told me I smell good over at Kohl's.
You do smell good. It's a nice little. It's not too harsh, but it's there. It's good.
Thank you. My clinical
Don't
instructor.
mind us.
My clinical instructor actually like.
I don't fucking care.
What's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Taurus.
You're a Taurus. Okay, that's a decent sign. Actually, you're like one of the few decent people I've met since I've been in town.
I'm
You
not
seem
from
nice.
here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know. God, I
Can hang out someplace more comfortable, talk, get to know each other.
sure we totally can.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, do what I want.
Yeah, for sure. Yes, and your feet are super sexy.
It's so dirty.
Oh my god, I like it.
Shit. All right.
Come on, sit down. I'm out of town, so like, I have stuff in my car or whatever. I'm staying at a family's place right now, so.
Why did you come back here?
Family, friends, and
You're like, why not business venture?
like, because I don't live here, it's kind of fun because I get to leave. It's fucked up as that
I
sounds.
know how that feels, yeah.
Okay, this is Mr. Jones. First of all, before I get into the subject, I want to say quickly and briefly to those individuals who come on my channel and they talk about, oh, the information is pretty interesting, but you need to quit talking about yourself, yada yada yada. And those are usually the older videos on this channel. First of all, I want to say that life is not super easy, and because of that, when you accomplish things in a harsh life, you can become proud of it. Now, if someone says negative things about themselves, it's okay. It's okay for them to do that. But people say positive things about themselves, and they're bragging, and you're just socially supposedly not supposed to do that. And also, people are saying, well, anybody can say anything about themselves. I wouldn't be able to be this consistent with my information if the things I weren't saying weren't coming from me. Also, in real life, when men see you do things that they can't do, some will come up to you, some have given me handshakes and complimented me for different reasons. In other cases, men will just hate on you, talk shit behind your back, or try to bring you down. So the point here is jealousy. Also, the individuals making those comments on my videos, you're arrogant. One of the reasons you're arrogant and you're disrespectful is because a lot of you, the psychology behind a lot of you saying what you say is because some of you have the mentality that no man's better than another man, which is a lie. We're not all equal. At the same time, men know they're competitive, but when they meet someone who's beating them in the competition, they want to say, oh, how dare you talk about how much better you are than me. Now, I'm not necessarily saying I'm better than the person listening to this. But if you're one of those individuals making those comments, I guarantee you I'm better than you. Just because of the psychology behind it for you to waste your time to write that. You are an inferior piece of shit. That's why you're writing what you're saying. You feel the need to say it. And what's really arrogant is that you think I give a shit about your feelings. I think it's funny, and I want to say directly to you, I do think I'm better than you. In particular, those of you who have been stupid enough to write those comments. I have really intelligent, really awesome clients and customers who are really fucking smart. And I respect them, and I think they're awesome. They don't feel the need to try to bring me down, but you do because you are already down. Now, I'm going to call one commenter out, Earl Obama. Get the fuck off my channel. I thought I already blocked you. I'm going to delete the rest of your messages. You're not welcome here. As for the rest of the individuals who say derogatory things towards me, just delete yourself and block yourself, because that's what's about to happen. I don't really have time for you, and that's all I'm going to spend on you. Now, what I want to get into is a bit more about female nature. What I'm starting to realize is that perhaps I took it. I know that I'm teaching. Okay, I am an expert in my field. So what that means is that I know a lot of things about this subject that other people don't know. However, some basic things I may have taken for advantage to assume. I may have assumed that people understood certain things about women. I'm starting to really understand that even guys who seem to have game, they really don't understand female nature the way they need to. Okay, and let me explain something to you. No matter how smooth you are, no matter how great your game is, you cannot escape wounds when dealing with women, because it's an unfair game in this society. I don't care how good you are. Also, individuals who have a problem with what appears to be arrogance, dealing with women is one of the hardest tasks you're going to ever have to do. To deal with them skillfully and get what you want. It's very, very hard. And to be able to win, or you, if you want to use the word conquer, or get what you want, is definitely admirable on the side of a man. This is why, for a man, he cannot be a whore. Okay? Like, there is the term man whore, but if you really, let's talk about nature for a second. Let's talk about male nature and female nature. Women function as whores. I think we all know this, even if you don't think about it consciously. Women function as whores. Men are the opposite. Okay, men are the ones dealing with the whores. Men are the ones paying the whores. Women are so tactical, so specific, and so smart when it comes to what they do, that you really have to be on your P's and Q's as a man. So when you accomplish things and then you talk about them positively, and then people call you a bragger, that's just ridiculous. It's like you worked yourself to the bone, you sweated, you bled. It's like you've been in the weight room You've worked really hard to make massive gains, and then you talk about it, and then people are mad that you talked about it. Call yourself bragging. It's not brag. You're doing the hard work. If you're putting in the hard work and hard labor, you can do that. I have felt levels of fear that most of you men will never understand. I have had to be courageous. I've had to think on my feet. I've had to be very intuitive. I've had to push through my comfort zones. I've dealt with all kinds of vitriol and negativity from women. I've dealt with a lot, and I shouldn't have to. Women shouldn't be this dangerous, but they are, and I emotionally can understand it because I've gone through it. So if you have a problem with me, what sounds like boasting, if you think I'm boasting, which every dating coach or PUA talks about what they do. People seem to have a problem when I do it, more so. And I'm a pretty intelligent individual, so I can come up with, there's only so many reasons why me specifically, individuals would have an issue with that. Some of you, like I said earlier, may have a problem with thinking that I think I'm better than you. And I assure you that I am better than you. We're not equal, and you need to get that fucking thought out of your head. Okay? We are not fucking equal. All right? And we are in a competition, and I am competing. Okay? So if you don't like that, okay, and what I mean by we're in a competition is I do mean that men are competitive by nature. Don't think that I'm not competitive. I'm the most competitive. I only compete with myself, but I am a competitive, ambitious person. So if I'm beating you because I'm better than you and my brain works better than yours, and you're just mad that I know this stuff at such a young age and I've been able to implement it in my life, well, too fucking bad. Ha! I think it's funny. Now, we can go back to female nature and get to the point. I'm going to give you an example of female nature, okay? Because I want to start creating a picture of what it really is. I want to create a distinction between male nature and female nature. Guys need to stop projecting their sexuality and their idea of what turns a woman on and their idea of what they think women are onto women. Okay, stop projecting that. There were a group of girls that I got good in with, and they were models. They modeled for me, and they all wanted to fuck me. So they had very high opinions of me. So this one particular girl, we were alone, and we hadn't had sex yet, and I bent her over and took her hands behind her back and started dry humping her. Now, she had been trying to have sex with me real hard for a while, and like I said, she had a very high opinion of me. She started making sounds I've never heard before. She was so into it, I'm pretty sure she orgasmed. Okay? It's like something came over her. What happened? See, I had fucked her mind first. And I talk about this, about women's psychology. Women are very psychological. This is what makes them so dangerous. This is how they fuck up men. They fuck up your minds. They go at what matters most to you, and they crush it. Men are studying the world, okay, and how to manipulate it, while women are studying us and how to manipulate us. And I'm going to give you some examples in some other videos of exactly what I mean, and how women are constantly examining me. You know, women that I may interact with at the gas station, at a grocery store, whatever. Over time, if I go there regularly, you will see what they try to do. I'm very visible to women. Women very much notice me, and they create agendas that they want me to fit into. My point here is that girl lost her mind and closed her eyes and went into a different zone. And I didn't even have sex with her yet. It was just dry humping. this is very legitimate to look at, because this woman really was going through something and really was feeling highly aroused. Now, it was dry humping. Okay? It wasn't real sex. But the psychology of her expectation, her opinion of me, how well she thought of me, the other hot girls who she's friends with who all want to fuck me. This was a wet dream for her. Okay? And make no mistake, this girl, me and her are not cool anymore because she's a manipulative bitch. She had an agenda for me. She was wet with what she wanted to get from me. She was trying to manipulate me, and she failed miserably. And she spread all kinds of rumors about me, and she hates me to this day. And she'll never be honest about it. I was completely honorable to her, but she doesn't give a fuck. She didn't get what she wanted. And it is what it is. Now, what does that say about female nature? First of all, pick a little bit out. Women only deal with you really to get something. When I talk about dealing with women and I say use them, don't give them what they want, I also say be giving, and because a former customer, a customer sent me a message asking me what I meant by being giving to a woman, and what that meant. It's not that I'm contradicting myself, it's that I understand female nature. First of all, you need to have a spirit of abundance, of forward motion. You need to be useful. At the same time, you can't let women use you to their ends because they're going to hurt you. But women need to get the sense that you're valuable. These things don't contradict one another. This is just an understanding of female nature. Cool. It's crazy. Women are very psychological, and women are very calculated. Everything is mental with them. So they want things from you. They do. If you show that you're a man of no value, they're not going to deal with you. So when I say use women, I don't mean coming off as useless to women. The only men who can use women are men that women deem useful. It's just here's the thing: women are not perfect, and they miscalculate things all the time. A lot of men that they don't see, a lot of men that they think are of no use to them, men that they think don't matter, so they're basically invisible. These women are stupid. They're wrong. They're not correct. Women could have everything they want and treat the man nicely. But that's where evil falls into play. Because, all right, it's a very smart thing that people are understanding that women may be doing things from a biological perspective to protect themselves and their offspring. But I'm someone who is far more experienced than most people that you listen to. Trust me. I'm out all the time. And women have their nature, but how well they play it out has to do with a variety of variables and their level of intelligence, who they are. I for a lack of a better word, I could say morality, because women really are not so moral. Some more than others, to a certain extent. After a certain limit, no woman is really moral, trust me. They're not built that way because they're weaker. They have a weaker constitution. That's where men come into play. That's why men have to be in control, because men have a stronger constitution. And I've spoken about this before. Emotion. Men have deeper emotions. Women have less control over their emotions. They can control their emotions. Okay, don't get me wrong, but the willingness to control them is not so much there, and they do have a weakened capacity compared to men. Men have deeper emotions, stronger emotions, and we're better at controlling them. We're both emotional beings. Men are more logical. Women are just as rational, actually, maybe even sometimes more so. And we need to, and I know I may be jumping a little bit, but what I'm doing is I'm painting a picture for you guys about women and men and the difference in our natures. Men's nature is a lot more straightforward. And we both live in fantasies. Okay. I needed to say this, so let me say this now. Okay. So we have this thing in our brains called the reticular activating system. Okay. And you've probably heard me talk about it before. It helps you decide what to focus on. You focus on what's relevant to your reality, relevant to your life. Now, you may have heard me talk about layers of delusion, how everybody lives under layers of delusion. It's how we cope with reality. The more powerful you become, the more you start peeling at these layers of delusion, which makes you more powerful. Which would explain to you why a younger man in his 20s knows these things. Because I've spent my life peeling away at layers of delusion, which may just be really weird to maybe some older men, and men my age or younger may find it threatening, or maybe like, oh, he thinks he's better than us. I do think I'm better than you, and I'll tell you why really quickly, because I keep bouncing back to that. But this is important. Maybe you'll learn something. To admit that others are better than you empowers you. Okay? That means you have some work to do. And then you start working harder and talking less shit to people. Okay? So, you don't know painful defeat the way I know painful defeat, quickly. And you don't know the pain of truth like I know the pain of truth, because I live it. And it can be excruciating. And it gives you a sense of duty and a sense of urgency. Like, you've got to do this. You've got to fix these issues within yourself. You've got to become better. You've got to master this now. And when you do that, eventually you become better. And you become more competent in a lot of different areas. And then people start to hate you for it. Now, that's their problem. But this is peeling away layers of delusion. And one of the big layers of delusion that both sexes need to understand that they have is men have a fantasy that is not consistent with the reality of what they think women are. Okay? And if you listen to my earlier material, what I've been doing systematically is debunking your silly little fantasy. Okay? Also, my personality, the very personality that some people want to try to tear down, which you don't have that ability. I'm a more powerful being than you are mentally, trust me. I would fuck you up in ways you wouldn't even understand. But some of you will try out of insecurity, because it may rub you the wrong way. But this personality that I have has been cultivated for a reason. Okay? And it shall continue to be. Right? Because it's not perfect. But it's better than a lot of yours. There's a lot of people you may be getting advice from, and there's a lot of people within MGTOW, not to down any of them. There's one specifically, and I'm not going to call out his name, but he's a dancer, and he can dance pretty well, but he's shitty with women. He created a video making you think that women like him because they went crazy for his dancing. What you don't understand, because I'm also a very talented dancer, is that female nature doesn't stop because of that. You get noticed because of the dancing, but trying to get laid afterwards, not so easy. You still have to have game, and if you don't, women not only will shit on you, they'll shit on you faster because they had a certain expectation. And that's actually what he was contacting me about. That was his frustration. His frustration was the women would still make him work for it, even though they went crazy over him, over his dancing, and he didn't understand that. And then me and him got into it because he was an arrogant dumbass who didn't want to listen. He wanted to act as if he knew everything, and that's why he's in the situation he is, and he's so fervent with his MGTOW, because I'm not saying that he can't get a date, maybe he can or whatever, and he can definitely make it look like women like him. But he can't really get what he wants. He's stuck in purgatory. And that's just a great example of men who are delusional with this fantasy of who women are. And that's why you guys keep doing the same thing over and over again and getting shitty results. Now, the reason I mentioned the RAS and reticular activating system, if you watch women and you deal with them and you start telling them the truth, you may see them turn their head, want to end the conversation, hear you wrong, or trying to turn it back on you. Why are they doing that? Listen, I'm explaining this to you. They're doing it because they actually have to in order to maintain their delusion. Because the reticular activating system is like, we can't pick that up. Because if we pick that up, that conflicts with what we're doing. Now, there was a statement I made months ago on one of my videos, and people were asking me about women and their nature, and I explained that women have developed a mechanism to not fully understand themselves, because if they did fully understand themselves, it would hinder their ability to manipulate. Okay, and some people thought this was very interesting. I've been dropping hints for a while, but this is some heavy stuff, and I've had to think about how I'm going to put this out as not to discourage you and put you into a depression, because if you are intelligent enough, you're going to think about the things that I say and the implications behind them. This is some heavy stuff, because women have always been like this. I have to gently shatter your illusions, okay? And this isn't the only topic that I have strong information on. You're going to start seeing the big picture after a while. I'm building an empire. This is just the foundation. I'm much deeper than what you may have thought, and I have an agenda, as I've said before. I am very much into the occult and other things. I'm going to start talking more about my own culture, my way of living, which I'm a Dragonian. That's my culture. My way of belief is called, there's many words for it. One I'm going to use for you guys is Imperium. I'm an Imperialist, and I'm going to start building. Right, this stuff may seem heavy for some of you because of the implications, but it gets heavier. And I'm going to build a picture of the world and a lot of other things. You're going to see the business transform. You're going to find out other things that I'm doing, and then things will make much more sense. Okay? And I'm going to have to get this stuff done faster than I expected. and I will let you guys in on why that is later. You're going to have to let go of your fantasy when it comes to women. You're just gonna have to let go. It's not helping you, and at this point, because even me with my knowledge that grows, it doesn't stay the same. And the wisdom that I've developed over the years, I still have major issues in my life. Women will seem to attack me in stronger ways because they can't attack me directly or control me. And I will give you an example quickly. I was talking to this woman, and she's Eastern European. She's 33. She looks great for her age, and I look a lot younger than I am as well. And she said that I looked my age. Now, you have to understand the context of the conversation. She was trying to attack my confidence. I let her know that women try to attack my confidence, but they're not able to do so, and you should have seen her face. And then I explained to her her nature to her face, and she almost had a conniption. At the same time, I could feel her being attracted to me and scared of me simultaneously. And I might end up letting her be my massage therapist. We'll see. Now, what happened in that interaction? She tried to attack me, and then I let her know that I'm not some guy that she wants to do that to, that I understand her intimately, and she can just go somewhere with that. But that's her nature, and I understand it. Now, you guys are gonna have to get comfortable with the fact. See, I let her know. Just quickly, I let her know that I knew that women were users, that women don't actually love men generally at all. And I have spoken about it is possible for a woman to love a man, but that's much more rare, and I've explained how that works. But I explained to her that I knew what was up. At the same time, I did it in a way that wasn't so confrontational and that allowed room for me even to do business with her after that, because I am looking for a massage therapist. So because of that, what's going on here is I'm dealing with the woman the way that she actually is. Okay, we're dealing with each other on a different page than most of you guys are used to dealing with women. In order for a man and a woman, okay, and this might bother some people, but in order for a man and a woman these days to deal with each other, one of you has to play dumb, okay? And even though you think it's the woman playing dumb, I beg to differ. When it comes to a relationship, I've already mentioned in the last video that you as a man are a natural victim, but in a lot of ways you have to shut your brain down and allow the woman to slowly cannibalize you. When you start to deal with women as they are, things will open up in your brain, and women can sense it, and they will act a few different ways. Some will become aroused, actually. Some will act scared. But you will find it difficult to say certain things to women, to deal with them on a certain level, because you've been mind controlled not to do so. We're about to go into what some people would consider a somewhat uncomfortable zone here. I'm about to start, as you can already see that I'm doing, I'm about to start elevating, the level of information I'm putting out. in a way that I've not done before. And you're going to start to see exactly why it is I'm an expert. Okay? There will be no more denying or wondering how someone so young, if he really knows what he's talking about. Oh, I know what I'm talking about very intimately, and it's going to become very apparent. So I suggest you guys prepare yourself, start thinking about your interactions. One thing you cannot deny is that whether you agree with me now or later, those of you who have been watching for a while, you realize that the things I say are true, and you see them play out in your life. Whether you want to believe it or not at the time, these things are true. Okay? So I'm about to break the glass on our natures. We are different. A lot of you who think you are good with women, you have game, all of that, you don't know shit. You really don't. And you don't have the scars to prove it. Okay? You don't know shit. Let me school you. Point your toes. When's the last time you had your toes sucked?
That's a good question.
So it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a little bit.
But you do like it.
Yeah.
Good. Some girls are shy about admitting it. Put your toes away up so you can get your soles. Not into one night stands, but I liked what you did earlier.